Hello friends, you're with a Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing Street Masters. And we're playing against the Kingdom, and the stage is Mob Rules. So, it actually looks pretty good. I think it seems like it's pretty much under control at that point. There can be 3 mobsters on this stage card. Until now, there's not one. They get there if they reach these safes, but they are basically all at their starting positions now. I managed to kind of kill them and then they respawn. So at the moment I'm doing pretty good. We got 3 active mobsters now. The good thing is that the boss is now in the other room, so it's not that easy for him to reach the mobsters. But I mean, until now I haven't done a single damage against Kimono, the enemy that I want to kill. So therefore we could argue we haven't lost anything, but we also didn't really win anything. It's still this weird balance. However, I managed to improve my heroes, right? I got my 3 tactic cards laid here. I got 2 of the 3 tactic cards laid here. And here I can accumulate these markers. And that makes her also stronger and stronger. I'm gonna have the option, for example, at some point to discard these cards, get the tokens as shield markers, but also here gain 1 power for each token that I gain. And here I can heal 1 damage and also get the tokens as shield markers. So that is very powerful. He also has a lot of defense tokens here, and is he already? Nah, he just needs 1 more to charge. And she is already charged at the moment. So I think I want to start with Victoria at that point. So let's draw a card. That is the purple power soldier. So first let's grab his tokens, and it's this guy here. And so the closest free unoccupied spawn point is the one down here, so it will show up here. Okay, and now let's see what I want to do here. If I 1, 2, 3. I cannot reach the stairs. I cannot reach. So basically, if I want to hit here the crate, I cannot get in 1 movement to the table, which would then allow me again to attack the power soldier. Now the power soldier will move 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter and then attack. This enemy, each enemy within 3 spaces. Okay, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he would basically move here. But then we also have this guy here, this other power soldier. 1, 2, 3. That's not great. I don't want to get attacked by both of them, actually. And I also want to kill the mobster. So that's a bit of a problem. Maybe I should use one of these items. Could get rid of the tear gas, which would kill the mobster. Or the fireworks. Both would be good enough to get rid of one of these. But then what? Okay, I think I cannot get the crate, because otherwise I would get probably attacked by both power soldiers, and that's not great. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the tear gas. At any time you may discard this card to deal 1 direct damage to each enemy within 3 spaces. Yeah, sadly I can only do this to this guy here. So he is deactivated again. Yeah, that's it. There's nobody within 3 spaces, and I cannot afford to move. If I would move here, but even then it would not be possible because it's a different room. Okay, anyway, so now I got my movement action, and I'm going to move 2 spaces here onto the table. And the table allows me now to take this card on the house. During their turn, a fighter in a table may gain control of this card. Exhaust. You or a fighter adjacent to you may suffer 1 damage to gain 3 power or draw 1 card. That's really cool. So we're going to take this and let's place this here, I guess. Okay, now let's see what I want to do here. I think I want to use this right away. So I'm going to take 1 damage. I'm pretty sure if I suffer damage, I have to take that damage. I cannot avoid it by spending defense tokens or anything. But that's okay. Remember, I got this card here, which will allow me to heal pretty easily. Okay, and that gives me now 3 power. So I'm going to take that. There we go. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3. So I'm already at 4 again, and I need 5 to actually charge again. So now I am already charged, but yeah, I can basically do it again. So now, what do I want to do? I want to interact with the table. Attack 3 dice, targeting an enemy within 4 spaces and dealing general damage. After this attack, deal 1 general damage to each figure adjacent to the target. Okay, so that means we can get rid of this guy and we can deal some serious damage to the power soldier. At least that's what I hope. Okay, so let me see. We got We got 4 dice, right? Is that true? No, we got 3 dice. Okay, I mean, that's not too impressive, but... Okay, let me see. Now, it's kind of interesting because... Okay, that's general damage. Now, overall, this guy has basically... He can take 8 general damage, right? Because he's got 2 defense tokens. I'm thinking I can do 3 general damage with the fireworks. This would be 6. Now I could spend one of these tokens here, all choked up, to gain +1 die. Is that something I want to do? Well, I don't know. I mean, still not that likely that this would work to actually kill him. So I don't know. Probably not. Tough choice. Do I want to take the risk or not? There's 3. You know I might as well. Why not? Let's do it. Okay, so that means I got to exhaust the card. And now I'm allowed to roll 4 dice for my attack from the table here. And I'm going to be a little lucky. That wasn't quite enough. I was hoping for an exploding die. But okay, so that didn't work. So he takes 4 damage. It's general damage. So he takes 2, these 2, and then he takes another 2 wounds. This guy is adjacent to the target. So deal 1 general damage to each figure adjacent to the target. So he is deactivated again, which is cool. So we only have 1 active mobster left. And now, I don't know, is there a way to do... This is only possible during the turn of this guy. That doesn't work because it's not... It has to be 3 spaces within 3 spaces. This guy is kind of like 6 spaces away. So I don't have anything to help her out here. She could use the fireworks, but that would not kill this guy. So yeah, it's not... It's probably not worth it, I guess. However, I could still play a card. I just see that. I could still play a card. Maybe that helps. Yeah, sadly I cannot use any of these cards. That's really a bit of a shame. So there's nothing I can do anymore, basically. I'm just out of options here. Oh, and I should have flipped these. Yeah, so I don't think I can do anything. And therefore... this says at any time, so I could do this during a later time, the fireworks, and do 3 general damage to an enemy. So I guess this guy now simply activates, and he moves, advance 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter and attack. Okay, so I guess he moves, I'm not even sure, I mean he moves probably just here, right, and doesn't move any further. And then he attacks using 3 dice. Now I don't have grapple, so I hope that doesn't come up. And yeah, okay, we got 1 of each. So I take a wound, but okay. And again, so if I would use my action here, I would immediately charge again. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then I think that's it. I think he's done here. Yeah, because he is now engaged. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so then it's Bruce. No, wait a second. First, I'm allowed to draw something. Still looking for my last tactic. And there it is. Got it on lock. Yeah, that's the one with the kick defense tokens. And I could discard 1 token from this card to move 2 spaces. That would have been useful. But okay. Next turn, I can play this, I guess. Okay, Bruce draws a card, and that is a marionette doll. The green one. And that will spawn right here. And she gets to punch defense markers. All right. Oh, that's a 5. I don't want that. This is the one we need. Okay. So as long as we're not adjacent to her, it's actually okay, I guess. But then she moves, and then she should not be unengaged anymore. That's a bit tricky. So the best thing is if we can make sure that she is engaged at the end of a turn, but not at the start of her turn. And she moves 3 spaces. So maybe we can arrange that somehow. So I got a crate here, which seems interesting. I wonder if I should push this guy further back, or if I should let him come in. I really don't know. One, two, three, four. Okay, the guy will move here. That's not an issue. Actually, he will probably attack her. At least the way it's looking right now, this power soldier here would attack her if we don't move her. But, I mean, I could move her. You know, maybe it's actually time to start attacking the boss. So we also got the red power soldier. He already has 2 wounds. Kitsune could deal 1 direct damage. I wonder why she have these dice here. It's a bit odd. Kitsune moves up to 5 spaces and deals 1 direct damage to an enemy engaged with her. Now, I don't see a way how she could attack, but I don't know. Maybe there are... Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have that either, right? So, why would she need these 2 dice? Strange. It's really strange. Why is that shown here? Well, I don't know. Okay, Okay, so... Man, he's got so many of these fist defense tokens, it really sucks. Because I can only do fist damage with him. And it feels like a bit of a waste, but on the other hand, I mean, what can I do, right? We just have to kind of get rid of these defense tokens. So maybe it's time for the Jackal to do that. I could take the Jackal out of this. You know, I'm actually thinking about doing this. What kind of attack cards do I have here? Ooh, look at that. We got the hair grab. We could grab his nice red hair, and I'm actually thinking about doing this. You know, I think this is something... What is this? 2 direct damage. Huh. Okay. Topmost attack card in my pile. That's this one here. But maybe the hair grab is... I mean, the problem is that there's also a lot of these cards. Oh man, that's really tough. But I might actually consider doing this anyway. What do I have here? Okay, that's 3 general damage with the Molotov cocktail. So... You know, maybe I should start attacking this guy. So first I'm going to exhaust Jackal. So she moves up to 3 spaces. And you know what? I want to move her in here because I want to keep her. And then choose an enemy within 3 spaces. Move the chosen enemy up to 3 spaces and discard 1 defense token of your choice from the chosen enemy. So I could move this guy basically now simply 1, 2, 3. I could move him here right in front of Bruce. Okay. So that's exactly where I want to have this guy. Nice. Then we can get rid of a defense token, and you know, actually I think I'm going to get rid of this one here. And Bruce, okay, we got, this is also neat, 2 direct damage, target retreats. This is the hair grab. And I could get defense tokens from him. That's also kind of cool. And then we got the Molotov cocktail. Maybe I don't necessarily use that. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to take the hair grab. Now this will not do a lot of damage because it's a grapple attack, and this guy has grapple defense like crazy. But anyway, I'm going to play that. That allows me to roll 3 dice because he's in front of me, which allows me to use an extra die. Let's see. Ah, that's pretty cool. So we got another one. Oh, that was nice. So I get a grapple defense. And then I do 4 damage to him, which he can all block. And then I can choose to take 2 defense tokens from the target. And I think I'm going to take the 2 punch defense, because now he only has 2 left. So we reduced his defense quite a bit. Okay, cool. Then, let me see. I can use my body as a weapon. I'm going to exhaust that to get an additional power. That means I got now 6 power, which allows me to charge Bruce. And now he can attack twice with 3 dice. Okay, and it's a fist attack. Oh, that wasn't great. Well, I can reroll one of these. Okay, well, good. So we got 2 fist defense markers, and he loses 1. So that was not great. The second attack, let's see. Oh dear, that's awful, man. Okay, that is a little better. That's a critical. Okay, so we do 2 damage, which means now the guy takes his first damage from 50, and I take 2 more defense tokens. Okay, I mean, I'm in a pretty good shape here, right? But still, that's kind of crazy. Okay, so I used my super powerful attack, and in the end it wasn't that powerful. But on the other hand, we brought him down this turn to only a single defense marker, and I guess that's not so bad. Do I want to use the Molotov cocktail? You know, I could now, but that means I would also take damage, I think, so I don't really want to. And that's it. Now what I could do is I could move up to 2 spaces. And I think I want to, because then this guy would not attack me. However, maybe I should take an attack to get more tokens. Interesting. Maybe I should consider that. Okay, so first I want to exhaust Kitsune. 1, 2, 3. I want to move her here, and that allows me to do 1 direct damage to Kemono. Okay, and then pretty sure I'm done here. Okay. Yeah, fine. I still could do the fleet-footed. I could position myself in a way that I'm engaged to the marionette doll. I mean, maybe that makes sense. She moves 3 spaces. That would be 1, 2, 3. You know, I think I want to do that. I'm going to use my fleet-footed, and I'm going to move 2 spaces, and I will actually simply, I think I'm simply going to move here. And yeah, that's it. Cool. Now we got to activate these guys. It's the power soldier first. He advances 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter, and that is 1, 2, 3. One of these 2. They're both the same distance. You know, do I want him in this room? Maybe. 1, 2, 3. I think I want him in here. So that means he attacks now the jackal with 3 dice. Okay, and this is 1 of each type. So that means she takes 1 damage. Okay. And then we got the marionette doll, and she moves 3 spaces. So let's say she moves here. And then she attacks with 2 dice. Okay, that's 2 grapple. But I can, of course, block this. Okay, so there we go. Okay. And then I'm allowed to draw another card. Interesting. Okay. So now the enemies will activate. And now we will actually see a real attack against from Kimono against us. We haven't seen that until now. So he will attack each fighter within 2 spaces. That means Kitsune and Bruce are attacked. Okay. Now Kitsune, okay, we got 4 kick. So she takes 3 wounds. Oh, that's rough. But okay. And then we got 4 kicks and a grapple. That's not good. 1, 2, 3. No fist. Wow, that sucks. Okay, so however, wait a minute. That is interesting. I'm not sure how that works, because when defending from an attack made by an enemy, Bruce can reroll 1 of his attacker's enemy dice. Okay. And also, I got this one, I think. Nah, wait a minute. Wasn't there something when I was attacked by an enemy in front of me? I thought I could reduce the attack or something like that. Yeah, here. When an enemy in front of you attacks, reduce their attack value by 1. Now, I wonder if that counts for both guys, because usually they only use a single attack roll. You know what? I assume that's going to be the case. I'm just going to remove one of these that has no big impact. I mean, if it's 3, or it doesn't really matter, right? But okay, that actually changes things for me a little bit, because I will take no damage. I could re-roll, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm okay here. I have 1 reroll, so that means now I am charged again. All right. Okay. And then the others either place a power on a card or 1 random defense token. So we got 2. I'm going to give him 2 random defense tokens. That's a kick and a grapple. All right. And then mutant prowess. Nothing happens here for now. It just gets an additional token. Crackling lashes. A nearest fighter within X spaces. Yeah, that's what he does. So he, wow, that's actually really fucking awful. He attacks the nearest fighter within X spaces of him. Then discard 1 power from this card for each space. Holy shit. Okay, so I think I'm going to let him attack Kitsune, and if she dies, well, that's life. Okay, that doesn't look great. We got 2 fists. Yeah, but she takes still 3 damage, so she's dead. Okay, I mean, she wasn't that great anyway. Okay. Gotta keep that in mind. I didn't really thought about that. And then we got to remove 1, right? That's not a lot. So you can do more damage this way. Wow, that's rough. We really got to keep that in mind here. Holy shit. Okay, and okay, there we got 10. That's not the case. So he takes, wait a second, place 2 power on this card. Okay, yeah, that's okay. And then the fighter nearest may discard, but I have to take 2 direct damage, so I don't want that. But man, if these all charge up, she has an insane attack of like, I mean, you know, he would attack with all these, that would be like 20 dice. Whoa, that's sick. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. I mean, this is a big issue. If that happens, we're just in big trouble. Okay, anyway, let's see now. Here we got the stage. So that means we activate the boss. He simply moves 1 space toward the closest objective. And then this objective moves 3 spaces towards the safe, so he basically moves here. Then we got to roll a card, draw a card, and it is the main course. The fighter nearest an objective space must put this in their threat area. Activate. The nearest active objective deals you 2 general damage. Interact. If you are in a table space, discard this card. Okay, so I'm like 2 spaces away from an objective. Yeah, so that is, and he also is, but I could actually, that's a little odd. I think I can simply give her this card. And the main issue is I'm going to lose my action, basically. That's not cool. But I think that's okay. I think I'm okay there. Okay, so yeah, that's... I guess that's it for this turn. We can see if we get another ally. And we don't. Well, this is dangerous. This guy is tough. I'm not sure... I mean... 2 damage is not a lot, and if he unleashes all these powers, this is it, man. This is very, very bad. So I wonder what I can do here. Okay, so I want to start the next turn with Victoria. Now her problem is we got the power soldier here. She's got the main chorus sitting here. If she wants to get rid of it, she has to interact with it on a table space. And that is not good, because that means I cannot use an attack action on the power soldier. So if I wanted to kill the power soldier, I have to use an attack card. And then I could get rid of the main chorus, or I do an attack action and keep the main chorus and instead play the guarded on lock, because this would be a tactic that I also want to bring into the game. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do here. I mean, right now I'm standing on this table, so maybe I should interact with it. I'm not even sure what I could do here. The windmill slam is an option. Would also bring me a couple of spaces toward this area here. Maybe I can even get the crate here. It would not be enough to kill the guy, but I could throw the fireworks. And then it probably will be good enough. So, you know, I'm actually thinking about doing this. And I hold back with this action here. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So this goes up here. And sorry, I got the sniffles. I'm constantly... It really sucks. But... okay. So we got the windmill slam here. And that means... No, wait a second. First I want to interact with the table. So let's do this. I'm going to interact with the table. If you're in a table space, discard this card. Okay. So this card goes away over here. Otherwise it would have dealt me damage toward the end of the turn. And now I can play the windmill slam. Remove an enemy engaged with you from the board. Move up to 2 spaces and place that enemy in a space adjacent to you. Alright, so let me see. I could either move toward the crate. I could also move toward this guy here. I'm not sure though if that helps me in any way. I think I want to move toward the crate. Maybe then simply place the guy here. Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna do my attack. So I got 2 dice. And basically I need 1 damage then I can use my fireworks and the guy is dead. Okay, that's cool. We do 2 damage. In addition to that, I get a grapple defense marker, and not sure if I want to place it on my card or if I want to place it here. I think I'm going to place it on the card. I can discard then the card to heal 3, and I still get the token, which is cool. Okay, now this goes away. That guy is killed. No, he's not actually. I have to use the fireworks. At any time you may discard this card to deal 3 general damage to an enemy. So that's enough to kill him. And then this is also discarded. And you know what? I forgot to draw a card with him. Shit. Okay, so we have the marionette doll. Now I'm going to place that, the red marionette doll, and I should have placed that here. Alright. So then she gets 2 fist markers. I totally forgot about that. And I'm gonna get a loot card for killing the soldier. We got again candy bars. At any time you may discard this card. If you do, each fighter may heal 1 damage and gain 1 defense token of their choice. Interesting. I think I wanna hold back on that though. Okay. So what do I want to do now? Okay, I think I'm just going to move toward this area here, and eventually, yeah, this doll will do me damage, but I think that's okay. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, I guess. That allows me to take another crate, and that is the flare gun. At any time you may discard this card to discard 2 defense tokens of your choice from each enemy. Wow, that's pretty cool. I can do this anytime. That's a neat card. Okay. So what next? I want to exhaust this, suffer a damage, and that gives me 3 power. I definitely want to power up like crazy. And I can get rid of this defense token to gain another 2 power. Not wounds, but power. Excellent. So I'm basically now, at least for the next turns, pretty much constantly charged, which is great. Yeah, and I think that's all I want to do with her. Then I have to activate the doll. Wait a second, I gotta sneeze. Alright, so gotta activate the doll. She attacks, but she can't because there's no enemy. And then this enemy gains, okay, it doesn't matter. Then advance 3 spaces toward the nearest fighter, and if unengaged, deal the nearest fighter within 6 spaces of this enemy 1 direct damage. Okay, so she moves 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and then she will deal her another damage. Okay. And that's it. Then I'm allowed to draw another card. And I'm done here. That's a sacrifice throw. Cool. Okay, it's Bruce now. He's going to draw a card. And that's another power soldier, the green guy. Oh dear. And he will spawn here, closest to him. He gets a kick and a grapple defense. Advance 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter and attack. Yeah, so at the moment it looks like he can definitely reach me and therefore could attack. So let me see if there's anything I can do. So my plan is more and more to... I think my main plan for now is to avoid all these attacks towards me from Kimono. And the way the only way I think this can work out is if I somehow exploit the map and push him basically all the time back into the other room. Then he activates, he does nothing, and he moves back towards us to the closest objective, right? That's what I'm thinking about doing here. And it could work because I got the Jackal as an ally. She can move guys. And I think I also have, at least to some degree, the option, for example with the 1/4 inch punch, to also move enemies. So yeah, I gotta think about these things, how I exactly want to do it. Okay, yeah, let me see. Okay, we could, yeah, I think we could try this. So I think I'm going to move simply here, because if I attack him, maybe with the punch, I want to push him back there, although I'm not even sure if I want to do this, but let's see, it is definitely an option. Then we have the marionette doll behind me. Engaged with you. That's not bad. Huh. Problem is, she's got these fist defense tokens, so it's going to be fairly hard for me to do some serious damage because I only have a fist attack here. Now, you know what? Yeah. I think I'm going to attack him simply with my standard attack. I mean, with my attack action. Bruce here with overall he's got 3 dice. He can reroll one of them, and he can do that twice. So let's do this. Wow, that was insane. Awesome. So we can reroll these 2. Excellent. Okay, that was fantastic. So we get 2 additional fist defense markers, which is not terribly helpful, but okay. And then we deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage against this guy. And that is actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, now let's try to do this again. I got a second attack here. I could adjust my facing, but I don't want to. I really want to hit this guy hard. So let's do again. And again, a really good roll. We got a critical hit here. Okay, that's fine. That gives us gives us even more of these fist damage markers. The problem is, I'm really not sure. The more I get of them, I mean, I cannot have more than 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm already at 13 defense markers, and 12 of them are fist defense. That is not great, but okay. Anyway, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4 additional damage against this guy, so we can remove these and give him 10. Okay, so that looks a little better now, right? In addition to that, let me see. What else do we have? Yeah, I wanted to play the 1/4-inch punch, exactly. So I can deal 2 direct damage to an enemy engaged with you, dealing an additional 1 direct damage if they are in front of you. Then the target retreats 1 space. Excellent, let's do that. So he takes 3 more damage. And that was a good round. I mean, we dealt more than 10 damage this turn with him alone, right? So that was pretty awesome. But he becomes uncharged. All right. And then he retreats. Now retreating means that he basically moves 1 space back from the attacker. So he moves exactly here. Okay, now I want to activate Jackal. So she moves 3 spaces. So I want to move her 1, 2, and then I guess I want to move her here. Then I gotta choose an enemy within 3 spaces. So I'm gonna choose him. Move the chosen enemy up to 3 spaces and discard 1 defense token of your choice from the chosen enemy and each enemy engaged with it. Okay, so I'm gonna move this guy 1, 2, 3 spaces back here. Okay, that's a little bit, well, I mean, there is no defense token here anyway. So what I'm going to do is now, I'm actually thinking about throwing the Molotov cocktail. Yeah, I want to do that. So, can I throw the Molotov cocktail in the other room? I think this should be possible. I can choose a space within 3 spaces of me. Huh. Interesting question. I think I can't. I'm pretty sure I cannot choose the door. Or can I? Probably I can't do that. I'm not sure, but what does that say? Figures may only attack and deal damage to figures in their room. I think I can't do that. I probably cannot throw the Molotov cocktail in this area. Okay, anyway, I think that was okay. Yeah, that was definitely pretty successful in fighting Kemono. The problem is I didn't do anything against the minions, and they could become a problem now. So, we gotta activate them. The power soldier goes first. Advance 4 spaces to the nearest fighter and attack. Okay, so that means he basically simply moves here. And basically, I'm gonna let her attack her with 3 dice. Okay. Okay, so we got a kick and 2 grapple. So she gets another power. And then she takes 2 damage. Okay. So she took 6 damage. Okay. And then that's it, I guess. Then we go with the green doll. Okay, so she stands adjacent to Bruce, behind him, which is a disadvantage for Bruce. Oh, by the way, sorry, I'm allowed to do this, which gives me a power, and I can exhaust this. Oh, you know, I could actually even move 2 spaces. I want to do that. That's an excellent option. I will do this. I will move 2 spaces with the fleet-footed, and I'm going to simply move here. That is good enough, I think. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. But in which I think my facing should be, I'm not sure, maybe actually in this direction. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do now. Okay, so fleet-footed, move up to 2 spaces, I just did that. Then I get a defense token of my choice, and I get a power. This is all from my tactics cards, and I don't want to forget about these. I'm going to take a grapple defense token. Okay, and now she does not attack because she's not adjacent to me. She moves 3 spaces toward the nearest fighter. So I'm simply going to move her here, I guess. And there's quite a bit going on here now. Then we got the green power soldier. And he advances 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter. Okay, so he moves 1, 2, 3, 4. And I made a mistake. I should have placed like this, but okay, that's too late now, because then I could have reduced his attack value by 1. Now he's going to attack me with 3 dice. And that is fucking awesome. That's actually helpful. 3 fist attacks. That's absolutely fantastic. So that gives me 3 additional power, and I get rid of these accumulated fist attack tokens. So that was just, I mean, that was really a favor. I mean, seriously, that was just great. Cool. So that means I'm done, and I'm allowed to draw a card. All right. Now let's activate Kimono. He attacks nobody because there's nobody within range. That means he gets simply additional power. So he gets basically 3 additional power tokens that we're going to place on any one of these cards. And I think it doesn't really matter. We can place 1 anywhere basically. Then here he discards 3 power to attack each fighter. Well, he can't attack anybody because of this rule that he cannot attack through a door. So that isn't triggered, I guess. And it's exactly the same thing here. He cannot attack through the door, so this isn't triggered. And it's the same thing here, right? So there's nothing going on. And at that point, it seems a bit broken because I think we can now just basically go on like this forever, right? We can always push him back into the room. He's going to come out of the room, 1, 2, 3, move toward the nearest token, which is this one here. We can push him back 3 spaces as long as she's alive. And before we do that, we can try to somehow attack him. And we can, I think we can pretty much do this indefinitely, as long as nothing crazy comes from, oh, the mobster will move 3 spaces toward the closest. Well, he cannot move through here, so the closest one is now actually this one, because this is all blocked. So he's going to go this way here now. And then we're simply going to draw a card, and it's again the main course, the fighter nearest an objective space. That's Bruce. So he gets now this card. That's not good. That is not good. He might take damage, but you know what? Actually, that's pretty good. Because when it activates, the nearest active object deals you 2 general damage. That's really cool, because I got far too much of these, and I can simply use this to convert that into additional damage. So even these things work to my advantage now. So at that point, the game seems pretty much like it's over, but it will go on for quite a while. And this can be a problem with this game, right? I mean, you basically just have to watch me if I can somehow execute this plan or not. The only issue could be all the minions, which will obviously attack me, but we have time. There is no pressure. We can just push this guy back into this room. He's never going to be able to activate his attacks, and in this way, there's not a going. I mean, I don't see a lot going on. Yeah, we got these things here, these minions. They could become these objectives, but I think there will be a way to control them too. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, so it's the next morning, and I'm waiting for a call, so it is possible that I have to interrupt this. I think I want to start now here. There's a lot going on here. I think I want to start now with Victoria. Just continue my strategy overall. But I think first I got to kill this soldier here, the power soldier, so that I even have access to kimono. So let's do that. Okay, the guy already has 2 wounds, so I'm not quite sure. I could use the shuriken later, but if I want to move through him, I have to kill him. That's the problem. I cannot wait to his turn to kill him. So that is something I have to keep in mind. Again, I have to draw a card. Sometimes I forget to draw these threat cards. So let's do that. Okay, there we got a mountain general. Yeah, these guys are kind of tough, but they're slow. That's good. So basically, they will only attack if you are adjacent to them. But still, I mean, they are kind of tough. So they got 2 fists. And a grapple. And they got 7 life points, 4 attacks. So that is a bit rough. It's the blue guy. And let's see, where does he start? I'm pretty sure he probably starts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he definitely starts here. Yep, okay. 1, 2, 3. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could also let him start here. Yeah, I think I want to do that. I'm gonna start him here. Okay. Fine. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I wonder. Oh. I'm thinking about letting this guy here slip through. It's not a big deal if there is one mobster at a safe. So, okay. Let me see, what is this? Strike smash. That doesn't really... Sacrifice throw. You may discard one defense token to move the target up to 2 spaces. I mean, that is actually pretty good. You know, I might consider playing this. The sacrifice throw. Yeah, I think I want to go with that. Let's use that. From a tactic. Yeah, let's do that. So, I would love to play my third tactic, but that's the other one. Which one is it? Wait a second. Where's my other tactic? Ah, it's this one here. That helps me with moving. This is not bad, but I think I'm going to play the attack now. Okay, so this allows me to roll 2 dice. Then you may discard 1 defense token from a tactic to move the target up to 2 spaces and deal it 2 general damage. Yeah, let's do that. If things go well, I can kill him. That should be possible. Okay, that's great. That's 2 damage, so he's down to 4. And then we can deal... I gotta discard a defense token, and yeah, let's get rid of this one. And then he's killed. Okay. Nice. The power soldier is gone. That gives me a loot card. Okay, what is that? A gift receipt. At any time you may discard this card to place a crate token on an empty crate space and choose 1 fighter to draw 1 loot card. Okay, that's pretty cool, I think. Let's do that right away. So we need an empty crate space, and you know what? I'm going to use the one right behind me. This one here. That was an empty crate space. And that means I can get that immediately. Then I can choose a fighter to draw a loot card. Well, I'm not sure. Do I want to take that, or do I want to give that to somebody else? Hard to tell. I think I'll take it. Okay, that's a 2x4. On your turn, you may discard this card to deal 2 direct damage to an enemy within 2 spaces of you. Cool. Then I can move, and I'm going to move back 1. Now that's actually interesting. I could at that point, I could actually kill this guy by discarding the 2x4. But on the other hand, yeah, as I said, if he slips through, I think it's actually not such a big deal. So I think I'm gonna take that. It's okay. So I'm gonna move 1, take the crate, and then 2 and 3, and I'm gonna end up adjacent to Kimono. So we are allowed to draw another loot card, and that is the pepper spray, and that is really fucking awesome. The pepper spray is maybe the strongest loot card. At any time you may discard this card to discard 1 card, a figure within 2 spaces of your controls. What that does is it allows me also to discard a card that the boss controls. And the cards that the boss controls are actually the cards in this enemy area here. So this card gives me the option to get rid of one of these tactic cards here. And that's pretty awesome. So, I mean, at the moment I kind of this thing is under control, so it doesn't feel that terrible. But if I, for some reason, don't manage to move him in the right way, I can basically get rid of this, for example, this super powerful card here. And that also means that we can, from now on, just constantly place the defense tokens that we have to place on a tactic card for not being attacked. We can basically all stack them up here, and it doesn't matter, right? If there are 30 cards or whatever, we can simply play the pepper spray and then the card goes away. So that's super cool. I'm going to keep that, and it says at any time. So I can not only do this during my turn, but I can really do this at any time. And yeah, that leaves me then with the flexibility to use it whenever necessary. That's just fucking great. That is really, really awesome. Oh, these were her damage markers. Okay. Oh dear, let's place it here. And now we still got our action, right? So I can now here attack Kimono from behind, gain 2 random defense tokens. Okay, so guess I'm gonna take a fist and a grapple, place them on these cards here. No, wait a second, that is 2 random defense tokens. All right, let's do that again. So I'm gonna roll these dice here. Okay, that's 2 grapple, that's also fine. Yeah, they all go. I'm gonna place them all. All on this card here. Remember, eventually we're going to be able to discard the card, take the tokens, and heal that many hit points from any character, right? So I could also heal Bruce, for example, with these markers, if I wanted to. All right. Oh, and then place 2 defense tokens of your choice on tactic cards you control. Okay, so now we got to do this again, basically. So I'm going to place another one here, and I'm going to take a fist token, I guess. Cool. Yeah, I think, I'm actually thinking about maybe I take one of these here instead. Yeah, that's totally possible. What is this? What are these 2 tokens? Not sure. I think Oh, these were the one I took before. Yeah, no, they should be in here now. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna yeah, so instead of placing the two random ones here, I just place one of the random ones here, take the other one here, so I can use that as a defense token, and eventually then I'm gonna place the others here. That's gonna be fine, yeah. We got 4 here, that's pretty good. Okay, now I'm allowed to roll 4 dice to attack Kimono. Anything crazy? No. Oh. Okay, that was okay. So that's 3 damage and 3 defense tokens, which is obviously crazy. That's so good. So that means I'm going to place... You know what? I'm going to place them probably actually... I think I want to place 1 here, and then I'm going to place 2 here. And I can also exhaust this card, get rid of one of these tokens, and then get an additional die here. So this is also now an interesting option because I got so many of them. That was great. And then I deal 3 damage against Kimono. Oh, there we go. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's not looking bad. Then the card is flipped. I got to spend another 5 power to basically immediately recharge. Okay, great. And I'm thinking about... You know, I'm thinking about taking another wound. Flip this one. Do I want to do that? Might not even be necessary, it feels like. Got a lot of power sitting here. Nah, don't do that. I can do that next turn still. Yeah, that's okay. That's going to be fine. Okay, now it's time to activate the marionette doll, the red one. She does not attack. She moves 3 spaces toward the nearest fighter. So she moves right behind me. And that's it. Nothing else happens. And the mountain general does not attack because there's nobody adjacent. Move up to 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter. 1, 2. I'm not sure if they can actually move. You know what? I think I might have messed this up. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They cannot move around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's possible. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that was 1 space further. So, you know, I actually had to spawn him down here because he cannot move through that guy. He has to move around him. So actually, yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the nearest fighter is actually, in this situation, Jackal. So he moves here, and now we got this big blob of figures here. And that is a bit of a problem. But okay. You know, I think this is actually the right time to use the flare gun. At any time, you may discard this card to discard 2 defense tokens of your choice from each enemy. That's great because there's a ton of of guys with 2 defense tokens now. So she gets rid of her defense tokens. The mountain general, we're also going to take away his defense tokens, 2 of them. The marionette doll, this guy, they all have exactly 2, so that is perfect timing now. And we're going to take 2 of his grapple tokens. Kimono, excellent, excellent. Would be great if I would have gotten them, but that is not the case. All right, so that's it. We're done here. And then I'm allowed to draw a card, obviously. Okay, that's another tactics. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and so now it's also a bit tricky. Now we got 4 tactic cards and only 1 attack. That's a bit problematic because, yeah, we now have to start. At some point we probably have to play one of these cards and to trigger the feint effect, because we're simply stuck with our cards. But okay, I mean, we still got the Got It Unlocked, which is something I want to play. And for now we do have an attack card, and we can also play on the house. Get rid of a damage, lose 1 damage, and then we would be allowed to draw a card. So that's another advantage we have. Okay, over here Bruce is really surrounded by enemies, and maybe I have to slow down a little bit with attacking Kimono at that point and focus a little bit on the other guys. So yeah, let's see what we can do. First of all, we have to unexhaust our cards. We got to draw another card. Okay, that is electrical currents. Each fighter must either place 1 power on 1 tactic Kimono controls or discard 1 card they control. Then, if Kimono controls no tactic cards, play the topmost tactic from the enemy discard pile. So that is interesting also, because if we get rid for some reason of the with the pepper spray of the mutant prowess, it is possible that the card is coming immediately back, but only if there would be no tactic cards at all. So that's kind of unlikely. Okay, so as already planned out, we're gonna use all of our tactic markers to place them here. So we have 3 fighters. So I'm gonna basically place a 5 power on this card, and we're just going to stack them up here, and that's it. All right. And now let's see what we got. So this is already pretty awesome. Discard this card to choose a space within 3 spaces of you. Each figure in or adjacent to the chosen space is dealt 3 general damage. Now in this specific situation, this Molotov cocktail looks really fucking promising. Yeah, I mean, it would be great if we could deal damage to all 3 minions, but yeah, there's no... Maybe I can manipulate these guys, though. If I can somehow move around in a clever way, maybe I can somehow do that. Okay, let me think about that for a second. What do we have here? Okay, there's also the beacon. Move an enemy one space for each power you have. Okay. Interesting. So I could also move them away from me. I got quite a bit of power here. Huh. And it says an enemy. So that could be basically any enemy. That's also pretty cool. Quarter-inch punch. Oh dear. Got a lot here. Okay, we got 2 power here. So let's first use my... so I could get 1 power to... by using my body as a weapon. But that would not be enough to charge. I need 1 more power to charge. But I don't think this is going to be possible here, this turn. Nah. No, I can't do that. What I could do is I could play the feint. Deal 1 direct damage to an enemy engaged with you for each power discarded this way. But then I have... man, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. Okay, so let me think about that. Okay, so here's what I do. First of all, I'm going to use my fleet-footed again, which allows me to move up to 2 spaces. So I'm going to exhaust that card. And... wait a second. Am I allowed to stay on that space? That is an interesting question. Am I allowed to stand on that space? Probably not. In some scenarios you can stand on objective spaces, and others you can't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't, because that is a shame. I would have loved to push this guy here and then throw the Molotov cocktail here, but it seems that isn't working. Shit. Anything I can do? I would have... Huh. What if I jump on that table? Let me see. I can attack with 3 dice and 1 general damage to each figure adjacent. Huh. That's also kind of cool. Okay, I think I know what I do. I'm going to play the beacon here. Move an enemy 1 space for each power you have. Then play the topmost attack card in your discard pile. Okay, so I think I want to place the Mountain General. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I could use simply 4 to place him here. I think I want to have him here pretty much. Then I got to play the topmost attack card, which is the hair grab. And so that's the thing. I could attack Kimono and get his defense tokens, which is kind of cool. But I'm thinking about maybe attacking one of the minions instead, because I want to get rid of them. So yeah, I think... Yeah, I think I want to do that. I think I'm going to attack the marionette doll. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna use I'm gonna attack the marionette doll. She's in front of me, that gives me 3 dice. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Okay, that's 4 damage. So she is nearly dead already. Okay, she takes 4 wounds. And think about that. If you do a hair grab here with her, right, you can really take her and swing her over your body or something like that. That's why she took so much damage. Kind of a funny idea. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the Molotov cocktail, and I'm going to throw that into this space here. That space. So that means these 3 miniatures take each 3 general damage. And the cool thing is, because of the flare gun, they basically lost all their defense tokens. So that gives me a big advantage, obviously. So that kills the marionette doll. The power soldier takes 3 damage. And the mountain general loses his defense token and takes 2 damage. Alright. So the doll goes away. I'm allowed to draw a loot card because of killing her. That gives me tear gas. At any time you may discard this card to deal 1 direct enemy to each enemy. What? 1 direct damage to each enemy within 3 spaces. Okay. I really love the cards and how they interact and what you can do with them. You know, if you play that in a clever way, it's really interesting. There's a lot to think, a lot of tactics going on. It's such a good game. So now let's see. I still got my action. And I got my movement too. So here's what we do. I'm going to move, and I'm going to turn around, basically. Yeah. So I'm now facing the power soldier, and then I want to attack him. And that gives me now, with my action here, with my flow, gives me 3 attack dice. Excellent, that's enough to kill him. I'm allowed to roll an additional one. Maybe I get another defense token. Okay, I do actually. Okay, so that means I deal 3 damage, get 2 defense tokens. Punch defense, we got more than enough, but that's still okay. And then that will be converted, by the way, into power because of the main course. So that's all looking really good now. And that's 3 damage against the power soldier, who is now also killed. So that worked out well. So he is gone. And that gives me another loot card. And these are coins. At any time you may discard this card to gain 1 power for each enemy in your threat area. Well, okay, that's... we would have needed that before, but still. Okay, then I'm gonna exhaust these 2 cards, and that gives me a power and a defense token of my choice. So first I'm gonna take the power and defense, not sure. Do I take kick or grapple? Let's have a quick look what we got here. It doesn't really matter, I guess. I might go with a grapple damage token. Just make sure we don't have too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow, we can only have one more damage token. That's it then. Okay, so that's the end of my action phase. Now it's the react phase. We only have to activate this card, the main course, and the nearest active objective deals you 2 general damage. That would be actually this guy here. So once he's gone, nobody will do me damage anymore. That's kind of funny. I mean, yeah, he shoots from afar. That kind of fits here also thematically. And that means I'm allowed now to basically take these defense tokens, flip them to power, and that charges me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 1 power left. And yeah, next turn we're charged. And we can do again a massive attack against Kemono or maybe that mountain general here. Now, the last thing I want to do is I'm going to activate Jackal. Got to exhaust her, of course. I could move 3 spaces with her. I don't think I want to do that. And now I can simply move an enemy up to 3 spaces and discard 1 defense token of my choice. So I'm going to just move this guy back here, get rid of his defense token, and that's it. And this is an incredibly powerful ally in this specific scenario. But even without her, I have options to manipulate the enemies, the movement of the enemies, with a couple of cards here, like the beacon, the 1/4-inch punch, or she has also things like the sacrifice throw and whatnot. So maybe we could have done that anyway, but it's an interesting position to have him here right at the door so that he constantly tries to move there again. All right, so now we're going to draw a card and we go to the enemy turn. Nothing happens, obviously. Kemono tries to attack. Means we're going to now place basically just additional power on this card. And you know I'm going to take another 5 power here and get rid of this one. Doesn't attack, gets another power on this card. Doesn't attack, plays another power. Doesn't attack, plays 2 power. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is kind of boring. I gotta be honest here. This is, yeah, that is. I mean, okay. Sometimes you have in these highly modular games, this can just happen that you end up in a situation that you see, okay, there is definitely an exploit that you can use. But, you know, I mean, that's also, in a way, part of the game. There are tons and tons of possible combinations. And if you find the exploit, hey, that's cool too. And now he moves again 3 spaces, simply in here. This guy will activate 1, 2, 3 spaces toward the nearest safe down here. And then we're going to draw another stage card. Dine and dash. The fighter nearest an objective token must either flip it if inactive or move it 3 spaces toward the safe nearest it if active. So that means we got to flip this token here. Each other fighter is dealt 1 general damage for each active objective. Okay, so we got 2 active objectives now. So that means she takes 2 damage. And she takes 2 damage. And yeah, I'm thinking about, let's take these Let's simply take these two markers here and that's it. Okay, let's roll if we get another support character. No, that's not the case. That's the end of the turn. So, next turn, we start again with Victoria. Draw the last card, which means we got to reshuffle at the end of the turn. We draw our last Mountain General. And yeah, I'm pretty sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he spawns here too. And with 2 fists and a grapple. Okay. So for now, I think I might basically just ignore these guys. The Marionette doll is not that dangerous. She only attacks with 2 dice. I have 2 defense tokens and I'm in a pretty good shape, and we really want to try to get ahead with Kimono now. So, you know, I also don't think in this specific situation that I'm that interested in moving, so I don't really need Got It on Lock, it seems, because this helps me with moving this tactic. I feel that's all not necessary. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my last card here, my last attack card. The Strike Smash, Fist Attack, attack with 3 dice. If the target is defeated, gain each of its remaining defense tokens. Well, we're not going to defeat Kimono here, but 3 dice is a neat attack. And you know what? I'm actually thinking about discarding this, getting a token out of this card, and that gives me an additional die. If I exhaust that, not discarding, exhausting, before you attack, discard 1 defense token from this card to gain +1 dice. So let's see that we can do some serious damage here. And that looks great. We have even a critical. Super, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage against Kimono. So he is now nearly half. He's now nearly half killed. 22 from 50. And that was just my first attack. And now I can use my immovable, my power attack here. So I can get 2 random defense tokens. Okay, that's a fist and a grapple, so I'm going to place the grapple again here. Going to take the fist and do I want to place it here? Yeah, why not? I'm going to place the I'm going to place the fist here, and it's actually not true. It's a kick and a grapple. So we're going to place the kick here then. And then I can choose place 2 defense tokens of your choice on tactic cards you control. So again, I'm going to place the grapple here, and I'm going to place a fist down here. Then I'm going to exhaust that, remove the fist to get 2 additional power. So we're stacking up here in power, and then we can attack with 4 dice. Oh, that's a good one. So that's 2 additional dice. That's why I'm happy to have the double dice set here. Wow. Fucking crazy. Okay, well that's cool. I mean, anyway, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on Kimono. So he's now here can remove that and take one of these beautiful, beautiful 25 tokens. A lot of blood here. And then I get 4 defense tokens, and they're all grapple. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to place probably one, wait a minute, I want to place one here. You know, I'm actually going to place 2 here, and I'm going to place 2 on my tactic cards, which is pretty much over the top already, but it's fine, I guess. All right, that's it. Now it's time to activate these guys. Marionette doll attacks simply with 2 dice. Okay, that is a grapple and a fist. So this goes here, and I take another wound because I cannot block the fist attack. Yeah, that's it. Mountain General, the blue one, attack while he can't. Move up to 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter. Okay, so that means the Mountain General simply moves here, I guess. And then we got the red Mountain General. He also cannot attack. He's going to move 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter. 1, 2, 3, 4. He might either move here, but I think I want to move him here though. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's also going after Bruce. And yeah, we got to deal with these guys next turn because they are kind of dangerous here. And he's got a lot of defense tokens, so that this guy isn't so bad. He's already wounded, but this is a danger here, no question. All right, that's it? I think so. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. So now we got to shuffle the enemy deck, and then we go to Bruce. And of course she's allowed to draw another card. That's an ability. Wow, that is insane. That's an insane card. Choose a fighter to gain 3 defense tokens of their choice. Now that includes me. And then choose a tactic and deal an enemy engaged with you 1 general damage for each token. Okay, again, sorry for the interruption. So yeah, the idea was that if I use this card here, I can basically deal 1 general damage for each token on that card. So that we're talking like close to 10 tokens here. So that alone would deal like 10 damage. Now let me think. I wonder if I can kill this guy now in the next round. So my idea is to basically ignore the Mountain Generals. I think I could do that, especially because I don't have to activate them. So if I attack now with Bruce, this guy, yeah, that looks like an interesting option. If I attack him now, Kimono, and then I start again the next turn, because then I don't have to activate them again, and then she might be able to finish the other guy off. Let's say I can do like, let's say 8 damage each turn. That seems totally realistic, probably even more than that. Let's say I can do that. So that means I could do, with him, maybe 16 damage, maybe even more, but let's say 16. That would bring me to like, oh dear, 40. Then she has to do 10 damage. That's not an issue at all. Yeah, we can easily do that. Okay, so let's see. We start with Bruce here. Got to draw a card. Got to reshuffle the cards. Okay, so let's see what we get. That's another power soldier. The yellow one. A grapple and a kick token. No, yeah. Comes back and he starts here, I guess. Okay, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I simply ignore everything except for the for kimono now. So let me see what I can do here. I could play a card. What's this? Furious Fists. Huh. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good card here. I can do more damage than I first thought, I think. Okay, so first of all I'm going to move, and by that I mean I'm simply going to turn around. Ah, wait a second, I gotta be a little bit careful. That he doesn't move like this. Yeah, that is actually a thing. I gotta make sure that I think I want to destroy this enemy, because I want this enemy to remain the target so that he moves back to us if we push him back. I don't want him to move like this or something, right? So that's important. So I gotta make sure that I kill this enemy here. So, but before I think I might actually consider using tear gas. Yeah, that sounds like a good option. I'm going to use my tear gas. At any time, you may discard this card to deal 1 direct damage to each enemy within 3 spaces. So that means this guy is already killed, basically. Then we got the 2 mountain generals. 1, and the other guy takes also 1 that he cannot block because it's direct damage. And Kimono also takes 1. And even the doll takes 1 because we're talking 3 spaces. Yeah, I think she's within 3 spaces. I'm not quite sure if we count. I mean, you could argue that you have to count the way you have to move there, so that, but I don't think that makes a lot of sense, right? Because I cannot reach her within 3 spaces. I had to move around like this. Technically, I could not even get to her because this guy blocks that. But I think that doesn't make any sense from a thematic standpoint. It's just a radius of 3 spaces, I guess. It's the same if he would attack. It's also just within 2 spaces. It doesn't matter if he can get there or not. So that means the doll also takes a damage. She doesn't have the defense tokens. Is that on purpose? I think I forgot them. I'm not absolutely sure about that. In this situation it doesn't matter because it's direct damage anyway, but I think she should have the tokens. On the other hand, no, I don't think so actually, because I think I used the flare pistol to steal her tokens, if I remember that right. Okay, so now I will use the Furious Fists. Where is that card? Where's that card? Ah, over there. Great. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to use these Furious Fists. Attack, then you may move one space and then attack. And I get an additional attack die because Kimono is in front of me. So I'm going to attack basically first 2 times with 2 dice. Okay, I'm going to reroll that one. Awesome, so I can roll again because that one exploded. Okay, so that's 3 damage. Oh, that's 5, so he already has 30 damage, so 20 more. And then, yeah, I can simply do this again. I could move. I mean, I actually, I might consider doing it. Getting away from these 2 guys so they won't attack me, that can't hurt. I think I will actually move simply here. There's no reason not to do that. Yeah, I will do this. Okay. And then we got a second attack. Okay, cool. So that is a fist attack, meaning I get another fist defense token, and I do 3 more damage. Excellent. Then I can use my action. So that is attack with 2. Wait a minute, I made a mistake. I should have rolled only 2 dice instead of 3. Yeah, that I'm going to remove 1 here. Okay, he only took 2 damage, I'm pretty sure. Now I got 2 attacks with 3 dice. Oh, excellent. You can roll again. Oh, fantastic. Let's roll again. Okay, that was amazing. So these are 5 damage. Oh boy, yeah, that's going to be easy now. And last, yeah, I got still another attack with 3 dice. Okay, that's 3 more damage. Fantastic. So now he's at 40, so 10 more damage, and we killed him. That should not be an issue at all. I could play this to deal 2 more, but I don't think that's even necessary. Okay, then this card is flipped back. I'm gonna flip this one to get a power. Okay, then I gotta activate my cards in the threat area, the main course, take 2 general damage. Again, I'm gonna use these. And then here, this guy, advance 4 spaces toward the nearest fighter. 1, 2, 3. That's Jackal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, you know what? Before this happens, I'm going to activate Jackal. I still can do that by simply exhausting her. I can do that anytime. And again, I will push this guy 1, 2, 3, 3 spaces in this room. I could even move her away from here, 1, 2, 3, so out of reach of the power soldier. Do I want that? Yeah, hey, why not? I mean, there's no reason to keep her there. I can move her there, and then I can activate her, and then she's no longer in reach. Okay, I think that's fine. Now the power soldier activates 1, 2, 3, 4. So he moves here. Then if unengaged, this enemy and each enemy within 3 spaces of it gains 1 random defense token. Okay, so let's roll. That is a grapple. So that means all of these guys, the power soldier, the doll is also within 3 spaces. They pretty much all are, except for Kimono, who is in this room, of course. Okay, and then I can use this to get a defense token of my choice. These are, I think these are 7, 8, 9, 11. So I'm going to get a kick token here. All right. And next, I'm allowed to draw a card. And then we're going to activate Kimono, and it's the same thing, right? I mean, nothing happens basically. He can't attack because there's nobody near. He cannot attack beyond this door, and so all we got to do is we got to place powers on this card here. 1 here. Actually, we got to place each fighter not attacked. So we got to place 3 power on this card, but I mean, it really doesn't matter anymore. And then we got to place another one on this card, because he simply does not attack, because he can't. I mean, that's what I think happens, right? Otherwise he would just discard always 3 tokens and basically do a pointless attack. But that's even worse for him, I guess. Okay, here he also plays a power, same thing, and here we even have to place 2. That would all be really, really dangerous if that would happen in the same room as we are. Okay, now stage rules. The guy simply activates again, moves. That is interesting now. 1, 2, 3. I might have made a mistake here, because now I made a mistake indeed. This, I think, is no longer the closest objective now, because he cannot get there. He kind of have to move around like this. So I'm pretty sure that this is now closer. So I messed this up. I should not have moved with her here. So now I guess he simply moves here. So luckily that's not so bad. We can simply follow him, I guess, and then we should still be able to do enough damage to kill him. It's 35. We need to do 15 more damage. Pretty sure that's not an issue here, but yeah, it's not that easy. Okay, that's that. Now the mobsters activate this guy, and he now moves here. And that means now each objective on a save places 1 power on this card and is defeated. All right. So that means now we have the first power on this card, but that's not an issue. And eventually we're going to draw another stage card. Cover your assets. If no objectives are active, that is the case, each fighter flips an inactive objective to its active side. Okay, So yeah, that's what we got to do. So let me see. Oh, this guy should be inactive. I think I'm going to flip this guy here, and yeah, then probably just this guy. And we got, if we take her as a fighter, we also have to do this. I'm not even quite sure if she actually counts as a fighter in these situations or not. I know she counts as a fighter for being a target, but the rules are a bit fishy when it comes to allies counting as fighters. I think it's something you possibly have to house rule. If you want it easier, you could say they count only as fighters when it comes to targets, and for all other effects they don't. So then it would mean that basically these cards here, or this card for example, is not about fighters but about players. So each player not attacked this way must place a power. That would make also sense, I'm not sure. But we played it now like this, because that obviously means that the more allies you have, it could also give you a disadvantage because you have more issues with these cards. So I'm not sure about that, but okay, in this situation, doesn't matter, we were doing fine anyway. Okay, yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, we played this one. Okay, cool. And now, I'm pretty sure we simply come to the last turn. So, let me see. So he has 40 hits. Yeah, that means we got to do 10 more damage. That is not an issue at all. Yeah, that's easy. Gonna activate her. Got to draw another card. I'm going to start with Victoria. That is another marionette doll. That will actually spawn now here. And it is the purple doll. Okay, so she spawns here. And I mean, we don't, I just do this, you know, just, it doesn't matter because it's now an easy thing. We're going to play the unbreakable ability. Choose a fighter to gain 3 defense tokens of their choice. Okay, cool. I'm going to take 3 of the grapple tokens. On this card are at the moment, well, actually one would do it, but it doesn't matter. Simply going to take 3 tokens here. Okay, so now we have, I think, 12 tokens on this card. And then choose a tactic. First I gotta move. Okay, gotta move first, but that's cool too. I can simply run basically. I can go 1, 2, 3, and then I can, as a second action, I can sprint. So I can basically now simply move here. And now I've played the card. Choose a fighter to gain 3 defense tokens of their choice. Then choose a tactic card and deal an enemy engaged with you 1 general damage for each token on that tactic. And because Kimono does not have any defense tokens, there is no way for him to block the damage. So that's it. We dealt like 12 damage and Kimono is dead. Cool. Okay, so just a few final thoughts here. I absolutely adore this game. I think it is totally fantastic. It's not a terribly elegant game, I think, but it feels so thematic, and it is exactly the theme I love. Now, it's interesting because now that I think of it, I find it very strange that I actually did not buy the game earlier, because I was fascinated by the game as soon as I've seen it. I always thought, hey, that could be really, really cool. But I think an issue was that it was always pretty expensive. I didn't really understand how many expansions there are. It was all a little bit intransparent, I think, and it felt very overwhelming, all the content that was out there. But as a completionist, I always wanted all the content, and so it was I was really hesitant to get the game. And then I've seen this review of Die Nische, which is a fantastic German reviewer. And by the way, it's interesting. Until recently, I've basically just watched English reviews and English content about board games. But now I started to watch German content more, and I have to say, I have a feeling it's a little better. Overall, people are less polite. You know what I mean? It feels really that the German reviewers are a little more honest. They are much less polite. You can hear sentences like, "This game is crap," right? And this is something that usually, it's really rare that you hear that on English reviewers. That's at least my impression. Anyway, and I was really hooked after I've seen that, and yeah, well, in the end I ended up spending a lot of money to get this game, and yeah, I was pretty much blown away. It is so much fun to play. I love everything about it, right? It's just amazing. I love the art. I love all the different stages, the combinations that are possible. This game would have played totally different, for example, if I would not have ended up with this ally, the Jackal, right? And there are like 60 allies here. But her special ability to move enemies, that was a total key ability in this specific stage, because I could move the boss out of the map and out of the room, and in this way isolate him, and he couldn't attack me anymore. This is not possible on other stages, and also with other bosses it's a different story, because he attacks and he doesn't really move. He doesn't move toward a fighter. He only moves from the stage rules. Most other bosses, they move on their own. So it's a very specific situation, and that led to this possible exploit here. But it is, I don't think that's a negative, you know. It's a bit like exploring the game, and then you realize, okay, there is a weakness that I can use to beat that guy. And the next time I'm going to play, it's going to be a totally different situation, right? We're going to have possibly a different stage, a different faction, different heroes, different allies, right? It's all a new thing. And that is something I totally love about this game. And also the simple variety that is in there. You know, it's not like it's all this Eastern martial arts style. I mean, the majority is maybe like 60% or so, but there are also sci-fi elements, like, for example, these robots here, or there are cyberpunk things going on. One of the heroes is a gunslinger. I have no idea how this guy plays out. You have horror creatures like, I don't know, like werewolves and vampires. There's all kinds of stuff in this game, and yeah, it's just amazing. It really is. Great theme, a ton of tactics, ton of strategy, positioning is important. You get loot. Using your loot in a clever way is important. It's just an amazing game. It really is. I think this might be my favorite boss battler. I would say that this is the case. I mean, it is. There's a lot of skirmish going on, right? It's not this one creature that you fight and that's it. Here you have all these minions that are part of it, and then you have the overall objectives that are moving. So it's not your typical boss battler where you have just one creature in the center that you fight and that's it. But man, I don't know what to say. Fantastic game. Definitely one of my absolute favorite games. Okay, well, hope to see you in the next video. Don't know if it's going to be again like 3 months or something, but who knows? Maybe it's just a couple of weeks. See you. Bye.